Alright guys, welcome back to Frugal Homestead. So today I want to do a review on the Instant Zest 8-cup rice and grain cooker slash steamer. Now, we acquired this because I'm an idiot. And if you want to understand better, we went to the store and I wanted a steamer slash slow cooker, but a smaller one that didn't utilize a lot of power. Many of our meals now are just me and my wife cooking on smaller or meal prepping, and I would be able to just throw my meat in it and leave, come back, shred it all up and eat it over the next few days. Well, yeah, I grabbed this, and that's not what this is. Now mind you, I was being cheap, I was in a hurry. These little guys only go for about $30. Alright, I will put a link to it in the description, but just know that this thing is super power efficient first off because of its small size and how it uses power. Honestly, it uses half as much as its older brother does, the next size up. It uses half as much power as our Instapot. It uses half as much power as most of the old standard crock pots and still can do the same job and much more. So if you're looking to be more energy efficient, lower your electric bills, this little guy's worth every penny. Now let's get into it. So after buying it, I found a way to manipulate it to do everything I want it to do and more. But let's go through and kind of take a look at the main features, what we like, what we don't like, and then I'll explain how we use it. So right off the bat, I want to take and show you one thing that I like and don't like. So inside, you've got a ceramic coated non-stick pot inside. I love this, easy to clean, simple, stuff doesn't really dry onto it. Generally, if you do it right after it's done cooking and it's still warm, you can wipe anything off of it and just kind of rinse it off and you're done. Now on top, you have a removable stainless 8/18 top liner lid. It's got a silicone impregnated catch on it. The only thing I don't like about this slow cooker, other than some of the feature issues, is this part. When this gets hot, it'll actually drop off the pin and sit here. It's not a terribly big issue, but when you open it, it'll be sitting here and you have to take it off. This is extremely hot. So that can be a thing. I don't really think it's a big issue, honestly, but it is something you need to know. I want to be very honest about it. Generally, it always stays on top until it gets really hot. Now, if you let it cook and then let it completely cool down inside here, which I don't, then it stays up there. So, yeah, maybe it's made to just cool fully down before you open it and use it, but I don't do that. Now, let's talk about some of the features. Now, you've got one touch cooking on a lot of things here. You got your white rice, you got your brown rice, you've got your steam for your vegetables and your fish, which this thing does an amazing job steaming vegetables and steaming fish. It does come with a steamer basket, but we got rid of it because it was super small. I just steam in the actual pot itself. A lot of times I'll throw an entire bag of vegetables in here and then put like a piece of salmon on top of it and just hit the steam feature and let it cook. It makes for an amazing lunch or an amazing dinner, or to throw on top of a salad. Super easy meal. Now, going on, it has the grain setting and then it has the oatmeal setting. Now let me explain the oatmeal setting on this because I don't cook my oatmeal in this. But the oatmeal setting kicks on for an hour and a half. So what I do is I'll put my meat in here or anything I want to slow cook. Potatoes, meat, celery, carrots, whatever. I put it in there and I turn on the oatmeal setting. Now once it's done going through that hour and a half, I hit it again. 2 times through will cook just about anything. Now the only variant to that is when I want to cook an entire pound of hamburger that is frozen. And then it takes 3 passes to get fully done. So I'll drop the frozen hamburger in here, add some water, turn it on the oatmeal setting. It'll automatically bump on an hour and a half. And then After it's done its first pass, I take a potato masher and I'll mash up the hamburger. Then you run it a second time, mash up the hamburger, run it a third time, and then you drain off the water and the juices, and you're left with loose meat hamburger that's all the way cooked through, that you can throw on top of salad. You can mix it in if you want to make sloppy joe. Just put a can of sloppy joe mix in here and turn it on warm. The possibilities are endless, but it does work as a slow cooker. Yes, I have to restart it, but that said, you know, it's not that big a deal for me and my cooking style. So actually it does do the job of a crock pot, a steamer, a grain and rice cooker. That's nice for an all-in-one for 30 bucks. Plus its small form factor means it doesn't use a lot of power. Now, another thing you do have to know about this is it has a warming feature. So you need to hit that button to turn off that warming feature when you choose any of these. And that will make it so it doesn't just sit there and warm all day, because that's just wasting power, especially if you're going to leave it. It does have an overheat thermal circuit that will shut it off if it gets too hot. I've never had to have it happen. It does a very good job. It does get hot, not to the touch, mind you, but the top will vent the steam when it's steaming, so you definitely don't want it by a low-rise cupboard right above it, because it'll throw moisture up. Now, the whole thing about this little guy is it has served us for well over a year now. That's a year on a product that I thought was pretty cheap, honestly, and I wasn't too sure how I was going to like it. I wasn't sure if I was going to end up having problems with it. You know, at $30, you start to wonder, you know, how well is this product actually constructed? Now, after many, many times I've made rice and then I've needed to use the plug where this is plugged in at, I will grab the body of this after steaming rice and I will carry it away. That's how well it's insulated. It doesn't get hot. You can move it around. Now, some notes I want to make on this, which I'm sure most of you probably already know this, but those of you that don't, this will do 3 cups of dry rice very well. I wouldn't do any more than that. But you can put 3 cups of any dried rice in here, and then what I do is I add 2 cups of water for every cup of rice. When I was younger, I used to do it with 1 cup water for 1 cup rice. You get a way fluffier rice when you're actually steaming in one of these with 2 cups of water to 1 cup of rice. So for those you don't know, 3 cups of dry rice make a lot of cooked rice, and I mean a lot. Okay, it will be completely full, compacted in here. So be ready to take it out and put it into something else, and the volume's going to increase exponentially. Now, I have tried some grains in this. They kind of become a little mushy for me. But the one thing that I extremely do love cooking in this is lentils. Because the lentils puff up. I mean, they're almost like popcorn. I don't know how to explain it. They get huge. And I use the same formulation, 2 cups of water for 1 cup of lentils. But the last time I made lentils, I tried putting 3 cups in here and the 2 cups of water, and it actually was like, when I opened it up, it had gotten up under the lid. They had expanded so much. It makes lentils just expand crazy, which is really nice if you do a lot of cooking where you mix it in with salads and stuff as a volume and as a filler. You know, you get them red lentils and you go, or the green lentils, and you go and put them in here and they just, I mean, they get huge. Price, form factor, size, power saving. This little unit has everything you could possibly want, all in one small form factor that won't take up a lot of space. It's easily stored, easily cleaned, built out of durable materials. Now, mind you, I have a real bad habit because I'm a man and I'm lazy. I use the green Scotch-Brite pads to clean pretty much all the dishes all the time. My wife gets on me all the time saying you're going to ruin the Teflon coatings on this or on that. Now I want you to look inside here and see that there's no issues in there. There's nothing missing. You'll see some white stuff in there. That's just from where I washed it, put it in here, and it's water residue from our iron in our water. So that will actually come off if I wipe it off. But my point is, I haven't rubbed the coating off. It's not all silver inside. This has been going for a year. I cook in this thing almost daily. Now, when you combine this with a pressure cooker, because this is not a pressure cooker, it does pressurize during steam, but it is not actually a pressure cooker. It's important because a lot of people get the Instant, because the Instant does make a Instapot style pressure cooker as well, and a crock pot, and many other great items. Air fryer, we have a huge air fryer by them that you'll be seeing a video on soon. So don't get this confused. This is not a pressure cooker. But if you have this to put sides or something in, and then you're cooking in your pressure cooker, which we use the Pampered Chef quick cooker, then you are making large batch meals for multiple days. This is the perfect companion to any cooking system you're going to use. Or like I said, a full bag of veggies, some fish on top or some hot dogs on top, set it on steam and just watch what happens. You know, you want to put in some potatoes, put them on steam, and then when you go through and come back, put some brats on top, set them on steam. You've got a wonderful meal, easily prepared. You don't have to stand there and actually cook it. So I would advise all of you, if you're looking for something that fits this product feature, that this one is a completely cost-effective, that you can trust is going to do a good job for you. That said, I really appreciate you guys staying. If you're watching the video this long, thank you to you. Please take a moment, hit that like button, as it does help this video get put in front of more eyes, and then everybody gets to see this awesome little product. Now, if you haven't already, please go down in the description box and leave us a comment below it, and then hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and make sure you check us out in the next one.